I'm back. We'll see if the live stream works better this time. Look at that ripple effect. Okay, so yeah, I'm back. What I did was I just went into a drug testing facility. Since I am on probation, I am ordered to call a phone number every single day of my life to see if I need to go in to take a drug test. And called today while I was doing my garage sale and said, you need to stop in today. So, I don't know, I drive about a half an hour into Phoenix. I think it takes about a half an hour to get here. Let's see. Linden, Washington. Hey, yes, I am live. I am alive, and I'm live. Person from Washington, I'm sorry I missed your name, your username, screen name. But can you tell me what type of quarantine or what type of what's happening with the virus thing up there? Are they shutting down schools? Are they shutting down events? What's going on in Washington State? That state seems to have quite a few indictments, along with California. Oh yeah, I know that. Somebody says it's just the flu, bro. I understand that. I understand there's something else going on with this whole situation, and I actually think it's a good thing. I don't think that a pandemic is a good thing, so I don't want anybody to misquote me. But that's not what I personally think this is. I think this is media hype. I believe that the virus is real, but I also believe that it was created in a lab along with the vaccination at the same time. I think somebody, yeah. Anyway, okay, so shutting down schools in Seattle, all public events. We heard they're going to be shutting schools down here pretty soon too in Arizona. My daughter tried to go to a fair at the Glendale Community College last night. You know, just basic traveling fair. Oh, go ahead, Mustang. Oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Regular fare like you see in every small town or every town. And they got there and it was closed. So we weren't sure if it was closed due to weather, what the deal was. Damn connection on this thing. We have the most advanced cell phone towers. What's there, like 5 or 6 million people in the Phoenix area? I'd be curious to see how many have the same issues that I have on my phone. I bet not a big percentage. Oh, damn, I forgot something. Oh, yeah, I know. Somebody said they're messing with your connection. It happens at the most specific times. Call me a conspiracy person if you want. But the timing is impeccable. Why you, Mike? Why are you so important? Why would they spend all that money on you? Got me. I don't know. Maybe because I figured things out. I've been watching the TV series Monk recently. I've seen the show before, but I started watching the series from the beginning, and I realized my brain kind of works the same way that Adrian Monk's does. Just notice little things that seem to be out of place. My brain brings it all together for me, and I come up with conclusions. And I don't care if I sound arrogant or cocky or anything. I'm usually right. I'm wrong sometimes, but I admit when I'm wrong. And sometimes being wrong about certain issues, it's part of the brainstorming process. And a lot of times I don't say, hey, I know exactly what I'm talking about here. This is the answer. I'll just ask questions and say, hey, this is a theory I have. I want to put it out there so the other people that are researchers, truthers, citizen journalists, and investigators can take that information and connect it with something that they know about, something they've been researching. They can correct me, and that's awesome. That's how you come to a final conclusion. Brainstorm, share information, connect ideas. 777 Lightkeeper says, I know the truth and that's all that matters. Some days I wish I didn't know what I knew or what I've figured out. But then I realized that it's for the best. Knowing the truth, learning new things, change, it's painful. It's painful to get through that deprogramming process. To learn that so much of what you were told, what you thought you knew was true, was just all a big lie. And it wasn't just coincidental. It wasn't an accident. That's painful to get through. Because then you have to start over. You have to start completely over. So getting through that part is one of the toughest parts. But I'm okay now. And I'm actually thankful that I know what I know now. Somebody said I ditched the beard. Yeah, I did. I did. I commend any of you out there that have one of those big giant lumberjack beards, especially people here in Arizona, 75 degrees, something like that. Pros. Oh. Hey, Phoenix Speedy, what's up, guys? Yeah, those guys that can make it through the summer with a giant beard like that. Mass props. As soon as it started warming up around here, mine got all itchy. Was trying to sleep, couldn't sleep. So I just thought, I'm shaving this thing off. Oh, Lightkeeper says, did I see that POTUS declared a national emergency? Oh, you know what? I just realized that was 3 p.m. Eastern time. that's like, that happened half an hour ago. So what does the national emergency? Are we actually going to go into a medical type martial law? Yeah, beard. Yeah, beard was good for winter. I liked it. I just I'm not an expert at trimming those things by myself. Tried to a little bit, just clipped it up with the scissors. And I was like, man, I need to go into a barber. Somebody can trim this up, make it look nice for me. And I don't have the money to do that, so off it went. And I did a live stream with that guy, Jason Frank, at the Trump rally. He was the guy with a giant beard that helped carry the World War II veteran down to his seat at the rally. I've done a live stream with him earlier. I was watching it later, and I was thinking, man, my beard's growing out pretty good. And then I was standing next to him, and his is down to his chest. Somebody said I look good either way. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. I feel like I'm getting old and wrinkly. I mean, I am, but this lighting actually is doing me a couple favors right now. Let's see. Okay, Lightworker says they're talking about creating a drive-up testing at parking lots of Walmart, Target, and Walgreens. Oh man. I don't know how comfortable I'd feel going into a Walmart parking lot and getting tested for some virus. They could quarantine you, throw you in the Walmart jail for a certain amount of time. I don't know. I hardly go anywhere or do anything. So I'm not worried about it too much. When I did my garage sale today, you know, I interact with a lot of people, take money, make change, and but I actually did go and wash my hands several times. Sorry, I missed these comments. I'm on the freeway now. I'm on the 10 right here. Look at those clouds. That's what clouds used to look like. So yeah, I'm online a lot, checking out Twitter, checking out the different posts from the Anons, the researchers. Everybody seems to be getting pretty excited, saying this is the storm. It's here. I hope to God that it is. I've been praying every day for all of us. Please help us, every single person, through this chaos. Even the people that are involved in some of this stuff. I know how compartmentalization works, and I know that a lot of people are lied to. I'm thinking a lot of people are told, hey, we're going to help us fight terrorism. And then they end up going after a bunch of journalists, whistleblowers, and soccer moms. People that just randomly think they're realizing it more and more. That's what the Great Awakening is about, everybody. Understand it. I'm back. So it's 68 degrees here in Phoenix. It's telling me my phone overheated. Maybe it's warmer in the window than that. I don't know. It used to work when it was like 90 degrees out. But I'm sure I just lost most of my viewers. So I guess one of the things I was going to say is it looks like the storm is here. It's going to be 30 days of who knows what. Everybody's stocking up on TP and hand sanitizer, canned foods. And they go after the government dissidents. Either way, I think about it this way. I'm so tired of going through this bullshit that for me personally, it'll be over one way or the other. There'll be mass arrests. This 45 extension for the FISA court is either switched to where they take non-consensual targets off of this list. Everyday American citizens. There's people outside of the United States too that are on these lists, but I can only speak for what's going on here in my country that I see. Things will get way better. I really believe that's going to be the scenario. But there's that small chance that it won't, and that means that's probably the end for some of us. If that were the case, if it's opposite of what I think it is, that would mean it's over too. So either way, I won't have to go through this anymore. You won't have to go through this anymore. So it's like an all-in situation, all like in a poker game. You know, we get the FISA court declassified. Anybody that's been attacked through the weaponized lawfare that they use be exonerated and indemnified for their losses, everything being stolen from them, and try to restart life, or lights out. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Like I said, either way should be the end of it. I'm fine with either outcome. I'm so sick of this shit. Mariposa P says, I'm not getting chipped. Some of us, I think it's too late. People that have been chipped during surgeries, going to the dentist, flu shots. What did the president say about vaccinations? He didn't say that everybody needs to go in and get vaccinated, did he? Kind of hoping not. Yeah, I'm with you, ladies. The two I saw that said you're sick of it too. Just so tired of this. And I can't make it much longer financially either. I get attacked so much in my business. Somebody asked me about my property in West Virginia. Yeah, I still have it. I don't know if I'll ever see it. Basically, the only thing that I own in life, I shouldn't even talk about this publicly, but whatever, I've talked about everything else in my life publicly. Property in West Virginia. I own that, my truck, my utility trailer, and the few pieces of furniture I have left in my house. That's it. But I'm behind on taxes. I have medical bills that haven't been paid. I'm in pretty much an almost impossible situation to recover, which I'm sure I'm not the only one. I can't be the only one. There's people that are living in their cars right now that have been targeted, just trying to survive because everything was taken away from them. So Deborah Kovac says targets are all broke, they control your money. Absolutely, in ways that some people would not even imagine. My eBay store, I don't even think most of the sales are from actual customers. And that might sound ridiculous to a lot of people unless they know how much money is put into these programs, and that if they show that funding is being used on these programs, then they get more funding the next year. So they try to spend as much as possible on different things. But the names of people and the locations that items are sent to, half of them just sound made up, and a lot of them correlate with my daily events, my daily conversations, my live streams, my interactions on social media. A lot of them coincide with exactly what's going on with that. With remote neural monitoring, I'm not afraid to say it anymore. I don't care. I know the technology's here. I know it's used on me. I've had people message me saying, hey, I'm trying to buy something from your store, but it's blocking me from your store. And then minutes later saying, hey, I tried to buy something from your store and it kicked me off of eBay. They canceled my account. I'll call into customer service representatives. They'll use directed conversation on me. Like, here's an example. I was watching something on the internet. There was a pretty girl wearing a lacy outfit. Pretty woman. A few minutes after that, I had to call eBay about a situation I was having. Lady that answers the phone, name happened to be Lacey. Then I said, thanks for your help, Lacey. She kind of giggled like, haha, yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. And it just goes on and on and on. But yes, I guess that was a long way to answer your, to respond to your comment that yes, Target's financial situations are completely controlled. They give you just barely, not give you, but only allow you just barely enough to allow you to survive, or to they just want to chip away to where you're constantly in fear of being homeless, become homeless, and then the less stability you have in life financially, the less you can be a positive part of something good happening for society in general. You know, like George Bush said, if you're not with us, you're against us. And I guess we know which people he was talking about. I didn't see the username. He said, "Don't let him break you, Michael." I'm pretty damn stubborn. I've had days where I've wanted to give up. I wish that I just didn't wake up the next morning. I'd never hurt myself. But I think to myself, you know, if I just didn't wake up tomorrow, I wouldn't have to deal with this. Or, you know, maybe if these assholes would just follow through on one of the death threats, that'd be great. But that's just during some of the really, really tough times. That's not what I want. Wow, you've moved 50 times. Wow. Yeah, I don't anymore. That was I mean, I still have bad days. Anybody going through something like this would have some bad days. It's meant to put you into a depression. It's meant for you to lose your hope. But I still have hope. I'm still fighting. I made some progress. I've made a lot of progress, actually. I've connected with some people that I really look up to. Positive people that I know are aware of my situation personally. People that can do something about this. And Q says that there's no outside comms. And I don't believe that I'm getting any kind of comms directly from QAnon, which is a group of people, not just one person. Especially not that recent guy that claimed to be Q. Ridiculous. But I've definitely been communicated with in certain ways that there were positive communications. Certain situations that I could see what was going on, and I was like, oh, this is gonna suck. And then all of a sudden, oh, hey, what's up, Avondale PD? Coming out of my neighborhood right as I enter the neighborhood. I don't know, maybe they've switched out some of their officers. Maybe while I was gone, they posted somebody up down there by my house. You know, I have to think objectively like that. Things don't always stay the same. I know there's white hats and black hats. Things change. I'll just go ahead and think, hey, that guy was posted up down by my house. Keep an eye on my daughter. Make sure nobody broke into the house, did anything to her. That's one of the best ways to make it through this whole thing, is to stay objective. Understand that not everybody's a bad guy. One of the guys, one of the people that follow me on Twitter. Oh wait, I can't park in there. I've got open. One of the people that follow me on Twitter is veteran and former gang task force unit officer, and he's liking my tweets all the time. We agree on a lot of stuff. Like his tweets. He's got back the blue on his headliner on Twitter, whatever you call that. And there's good and bad cops, and there's cops that get bad information. They're told you need to do this, you need to do that. They don't understand the compartmentalization of everything. So, you know, I don't hate everybody for this. I see how some people were fooled into some certain situations, told they're doing something good. They really believe in their heart they were. Some of them, not so much. Deborah Kovac says, I'm kind of hoping for the collapse. At least people will finally see what TIs go through. Hope that's not too mean, but I'm sick of fighting this crap. No one listening. I agree with you, Deborah. I think for a lot of people to understand this, they're going to have to go through some of the same things that we've gone through and, go through some trauma. Sometimes you don't wake up unless you go through some traumatic events. A lot of people don't listen or pay attention unless it happens to them. And if that's what it takes, then welcome to the club. Got some kind of generator going on out here. All right, well, I'm home. I made it home. I kind of wanted to do this live stream while I was driving because I was getting some weird driving stuff. Wanted to talk about the weird directed conversation type threat thing I got today. Lightkeeper says, I just want to keep to myself. Much easier that way. Yeah, people would just... Here's the answer. Here's the answer to all of it. People in general, government, corporations, just people in general all the way across the board need to not try to control other people. When I say control, a lot of them are literally trying to enslave people and trap them into certain situations where they can't get out, whether it be literal human trafficking, sex trafficking, this targeted individual program, which is trafficking. Keeping people employed at the lowest wage possible to just to make it impossible for them to never get ahead intentionally, when they could pay them more and enrich their life. That would even allow people to be better employees that have more that have better morale. If people would just mind their own business with things that don't affect them. So when we talk about truth, we talk about weaponized systems, we talk about other people's business, we talk about that because it's affecting us personally. We don't do it about other people if it's not affecting us personally. When I say we, a lot of the targeted individual community. If everybody could just live their own life, if you're going to give somebody attention, make it positive attention. Find something to occupy your time other than trying to intervene and manipulate other people. Just started pouring rain right as I right as I pulled in the driveway. Hey, buddy. What's up, buddy? No, you're good. You're good. I just pulled. I just pulled up. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day, man.
You too. He's coming to pick me up because of the rain.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's gonna start lightning.
Well, all right. Yeah, just tell this guy you're gonna pick me up.
All right. The guy out delivering. Here's an ad for these guys. Let's see. What is this? Esporta Fitness. Premium fitness clubs for as low as $9.99. Let's shut this door. I'm getting rained on. Oh, 17 clubs open 24 hours. With 7 premium fitness clubs in the Phoenix Valley open 24 hours, Esporta Fitness features state-of-the-art fitness equipment, cardio machines, countless free weight options, and a newly developed modern functional training area. $10 a month. Yeah, right. I can't even afford that. All right, thanks everybody for tagging along with me while I'm driving. I appreciate it. Thanks for commenting. I'm sorry I didn't make it to answering all the comments. That guy, yeah, Postman R, USPS. I've talked about it a lot when I was going into the post office. They were constantly using direct conversation on me. They've stopped recently. It's gotten to the point where, I mean, they know I'm coming. They get some kind of heads up that I'm coming. But they've stopped using the direct conversation on me. They've stopped playing a lot of the skits on me. But it happened for years at the post office. It was terrible. And the more that I talk to these people, the more that I would tell them about different things, about Department of Homeland Security, about the FISA court, about different situations. Just told them recently the inspector of the Department of Homeland Security was indicted. Department of Homeland Security was stealing USPS workers' personal information. You know, I've just kept in dialogue with these people regardless of what they've done, and they've really quit messing with me recently. And I don't know if it's because of fear. They know that something's happening. They realize I'm not a crazy person or whatever they were told. And then I've just stayed friendly with them. I wasn't friendly with them for a while. I got tired of their shit, and I just would say whatever I wanted when I was in there. But for me personally, my post office experience, there's still perps, still gang stalkers that show up, you know, and they're in the parking lot and they have the perfect timing where they back out exactly at the same time that you're driving by and try to hold you up and all that stuff. But sorry, and then they do this right when you're walking by or whatever. Sorry if I was scratching my face. I'm not doing that intentionally. It's just I haven't shaved. I'm dirty at a garage sale all day. But yeah, it's really ramped down, and the attitudes of a lot of the people that have been involved in this, the people that do it, they used to be really arrogant. I am above you. I'm bigger than you. There's nothing you can do. You're a tiny person. That was their attitude. Watch, somebody's going to take that. They're going to cut that person out, or that person out. They're going to cut that part out and post it somewhere so I sound like an asshole. That's how the media works. That's how the fake news works. But that attitude in general has really changed recently. Well, it's slowed down drastically, and the people that do it don't have that type of attitude anymore. It's like, I'm just here doing this thing. I hope I don't get caught. Kind of attitude, instead of, you know, I'm with them. There's nothing you can do to me. So I see a change happening. I feel the change happening. Um, I see a lot happening for the better. So I'm gonna shut up now. I'm tired. Got up at 5:30. I know a lot of people do that, but Deborah Kovac says, never make eye contact. Uh, you know what? I don't a lot either, but I try to make a point to sometimes. You know, look them right in the eye. Sometimes they won't look you right in the eye. Ty McCullough says they're going to get caught. I've kept a list. Awesome. Yeah, if they're going to make lists for us, we're going to make lists for them. Chris Gross says license plate switching, same car. I got proof. Me too. Me too. When I keep saying I'm going to go, but that's a valid comment right there. 3 different times, the same license plate was on 3 different vehicles. Did I say that right? 3 different vehicles with the exact same license plate, and it said Tech Fit, TECHFIT. And each time that car would pull in front of me, slam on the brakes, or make their presence, do whatever they were doing, I would get home, try to ship out my eBay items, and my printer would go haywire and just start spitting out labels, 5, 6 labels at a time when I'm trying to print one, reboot the driver, do everything I could, nothing would stop it. I I couldn't do anything. And then I waste all this money on supplies, but I got that car. I think I got them on film twice. I didn't get all 3 times. But somebody asked if I get leg twitches from DEWs. I don't really think it's directed energy weapons. It's listen to Dr. Okay, go to Dr. Robert Duncan, MIT, full presentation. Go to YouTube, just check that out. A lot of people have reposted it, but he explains basically how they would do that. So, but to answer your question, yes. Right after my interview with John B. Wells on Caravan to Midnight, last week, as soon as the interview was over, John said, "Hey, stay on the line with us. We want to pray for you." And we ended the show. John was telling me a few things. He was saying, "Man, I'm seeing some different stuff in the background that I've never seen on any of our shows ever, like these type of orbs or something." And he said, "I want to pray for you. Me and my staff want to pray for you." And I was like, oh, "Awesome. Let's go." And right before we started to pray, I got the most ridiculous shock right on the inside of my leg. I jumped out of my chair. It hurt. It hurt the next day. It felt like somebody punched me on the inside of my leg. Actually, it's still kind of sore. That was one of the worst ones I'd ever had. Um, but it was, and they were rolling. They were still recording when that happened. Uh, hmm. But yeah, I've had the pinpricks all over my body, muscle twitches at specific times. Deborah Kovac asked, couldn't find your interview. I'll look again. So actually, the interview, it's kind of. So Caravan of Midnight is like a subscriber only website. He posts the news that he does. He does like an hour of news, and then he does the interview with whichever guest he has. So the hour of news, the daily dose. Yeah, it's a pay site. I think the cheapest, like a 5 day pass or something like that, is $5. And so I'm sorry. Uh, that's the way it is. Those guys have to make money, and I know that a lot of TIs are broke. It's tough to watch. If you've listened to a lot of uh, my YouTube videos, if you've kind of kept up with them over the years, you already know my story. There's not much that I talked about in that interview that I haven't talked about here. So it's not that big of a deal. Um, if you already know most of my story and you know what's already going on with me, so you're not going to miss a whole lot. Don't waste your $5 or $10. It is a good channel to subscribe to, though. Um, that being said, that if you already know my story, you don't really need to listen to my interview too much. I talk about things you already know about and things that have transpired in my life that I've talked about on other YouTube videos. But there are a lot of great interviews on there with a lot of uh, people that have gone through a lot of people that know a lot. Uh, Douglas Belmore, guy that lives over on the east side. He was the professor that got fired for showing the QAnon video, the plan to save the world. He got fired for showing that video in his classroom and started the Q University. He was on the show like a week before I was. Okay. Uh, so Ty McAuliffe says it'll help if you ground yourself. It gives the energy a place to go. So I've heard that if you walk around the house with your bare feet or walk in the dirt, walk on the grass, you're grounding yourself to the earth, and it does. It gives the energy a place to go. But I also have heard Dr. Robert Duncan talk about if they're connecting with your brain with a neural link, whether it's through an RFID chip or if it's through nanotechnology that's in your body, in your bloodstream, when they connect with your brain, the brain has no firewall, that you're not actually getting an electric shock, a physical electric shock. They're hitting a part in your brain, they're activating a part in your brain that gives you the sensation that that's happening. So I don't know what the answer is. I'm not a rocket scientist, not a physicist, I'm not a neurologist. I'm just a guy that's been trying to figure all this stuff out and have somewhat of a good memory when I hear people explain this technology. So, all right, head inside real quick. All right, leftover garage sale stuff. We got this guy with the leaf blower over here, revving it up. This guy's been getting a lot of yard work done lately. If anybody needs a saddle, got a nice leather saddle here. Got a Christmas tree back there, fake Christmas tree. All right, I'm just gonna check on something here, and then I'm gonna check out everybody like I had said like 10 minutes ago. And I said I'm gonna shut up. Brad, okay, checking on you. All right, everybody, good talking with you. I'm gonna go. If you happen to feel like shopping, still got about 14,000 items in the eBay store. Uh, gonna be a really tough month. Not sure how. I don't know. One of the reasons I'm kind of hoping we actually do go into martial law. 'Cause if I can't pay my rent, I can't go anywhere. You know, that'd help. Uh, so, oh, here's something I always forget to say. Like, like this video, please. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Subscribe or follow me on Twitter, Michael Barden #8. And say hi to Willie. What's up, Willie? Want to say hi? What's up here? Want to say hi? No, he doesn't. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend.